drives. I realised this fact after returning from a long trip to Tokyo I took recently. As usual, I drive to work every day, and thanks to the unreliable public transportation here, and I notice that every day in my life is always on the line. No, not on the line as in we will eventually die and we don't know when. On the line as in we are all at war with everyone else. We're in a war between pedestrians, cyclists, motorcycles, cars, and everything else on the road. And during all of that, death is either driving or sitting in the car seat next to us. Ever since realising this, I started to drive more carefully. I drive as if my parents are sitting next to me and telling me to drive slower, because I know death does not like reckless driving, and he's not as forgiving as my parents. French kissing a cat. So what's the craziest thing you've ever done in your life? Asked her dating app partner. Pretty bold question to ask on your first date. Akari thought to herself, and in the first hour as well. Are you sure you want to know the answer? She asked back. Definitely, I think it's the best icebreaker question. And it's also a good indicator. Indicator of what? For how compatible we are, and, well, you know. I don't mean to offend you, but just in case your answer is, I cut someone into 12 parts, or I strangled my Tinder date till he died, it's an indicator that I will immediately run away. Fair enough. Akari's interest in this guy increased. Maybe, just maybe, he could handle her story. So, do you want me to go first? He asked. I'll go first, although it's more like a crazy hobby of mine. Not something I did just once, so I could tell the story for the rest of my life. Colour me interested. So, I love to kiss cats. That doesn't sound too crazy. I'm talking about lips-to-lips kissing, especially French. I love French kissing cats. I love French kissing a cat. What? Her date responded without hiding his surprise. You never tried it? If you feel uncomfortable with kissing a male cat, you could always try doing it with a female one. Are you telling me you've kissed a female cat before? Both male and female. I'm pretty flexible. I didn't say anything. Which was unsurprising, considering such secrets weren't usually revealed on a first date, or ever for many people. It's not that bad, you know. Here, let me tell you about the first time I French kissed my cat. I was around 14, an age where most people feel curious about many things, especially sexual stuff. But I had no boyfriend, so I couldn't just ask someone to help me practice kissing, but I did have my biggest love at that time. Her name was Oren, and she was a beautiful orange cat with a gorgeous pair of shiny orange eyes. Her date still hadn't responded, so Akari continued. Seeing her beautiful eyes, I got an idea. I decided to borrow my mother's red lipstick and paint my lips red. Oh god, it was a mess, but I was pretty satisfied with the results. I picked her up as usual, and without her knowing, I quickly put my lips on hers. Of course, she clawed her way out of my grip, but just in that quick moment, I felt something weird. It's the same feeling you have when you ride the merry-go-round the first time. No roller coaster would be a better comparison. After that, I started honing my skills, and now even stray cats don't mind me kissing them. To her surprise, Akari noticed that her date hadn't left her alone in the cafe, unlike previous dates she'd told her story to. Are you crazy? The man asked her with his eyebrows halfway to his hairline. Well, you did ask the craziest thing I've ever done. Why? You're not interested in kissing a cat even after listening to my story? God no. I'm a dog person, for God's sake. Haha. Swipe right to outer space. Oh. Hello there, I'm a female alien. That's what you call us, right? From a planet located in a galaxy the humans call Andromeda. Or Andromeda. God, Andromeda. Andromeda, I'm here to make sure my kind can survive longer and spread farther across the universe. That's what was written on her dating app profile. A sci-fi nerd, I didn't need to think much about swiping right, even though the pictures she was using for her profile were just cosplay silhouettes and weird artsy spaceship-like photos. And here she is now, sipping her cup of... is that Pow Pow Wamena? Looking exactly like the dream girl I've always fantasized about. Dark bobbed hair, thick eyebrows and sharp eyes, and a never-ending smile directed right at me. So yeah, I came to this place like 168 hours ago. There were 12 of us, and I'm the lucky one being located in a place with such fantastic drinks, she says, after some time spent explaining about her task as an alien. I love sci-fi, but this might be too much. She hasn't said anything about her job, where she was really born, or any other normal stuff. Maybe she's crazy, that must be it. No way such a perfect looking girl could be perfect on the inside too, I say to myself. So what's your plan? Are you going to release this story as a novel, comic, game, a movie? I ask her. What story? The story you've been telling me. It sounds like it could be really popular if you adapted it to the right medium. Well, I've been telling the story through social media and dating apps. That's not enough. If it could be adapted to some sort of mainstream media, you could be rich, you know, you could be famous. Famous. Does that mean more of your people would know about my people and our mission? Definitely. And with exposure like that, it should be easier for me to meet humans with high quality seeds. Yeah, I guess. Okay then, where should I start? Suddenly my phone starts ringing. It's my best friend. Pardon me a minute. I need to get this, I say to her as I answer the call. Yo dude, who the heck is that chick you're with? She's freaking gorgeous, man. My friend's excited voice meets my ear, an overly loud whisper I'm immediately suspicious of. What? Are you at our usual coffee shop? Yeah bro, I'm lining up at the counter. Do you see me? Oh, yep, there you are. You lucky bastard. Where did you meet that beauty? Man, I always love it when they grow their hair super long and then colour it like that. Huh, what do you mean? The chick bro? Sat right in front of you? She looks like my ideal girl. Long hair. Oh, long hair all rainbow coloured like that. Big eyes and those cheekbones. I put down my phone and stare at the round-cheeked girl in front of me with a strange mix of emotions. Why are you looking at me like that? She asks. You really are an alien? Yeah. That's what I've been telling you this whole time. Well, fuck me. Finally, that was my task all along, so my place or yours, and please, no protection. Oh, that's good. Cyberpunk Love Hotel. Room service. Get this order to room 512. The order came around 10:30 PM. I was doing nothing, or in other words, I was waiting for an order to come. I was tasked to take a bottle of wine and a couple packs of condoms. Yes, sometimes guests really do ask for things like this. Talk about being unprepared. The person in charge that night gave me the requested items and let me out of the room to deliver them. From there, I went to the lobby and waited for the elevator to arrive. While I was waiting, a guest came in behind me and pressed the button to call the elevator. He looked at me in awe. I looked back at him, showing him the smile hotel management has taught me. He smiled back. When we got in the elevator, he pushed the button for the third floor. Silence filled the tiny room. As we ascended, the guest pulled his phone from his pocket and started recording me. This again, I thought. I didn't do anything about it, to be precise. I can't do anything about it. It's part of the job, after all. Ding. We reached the third floor. The guest left while still pointing his camera at me. Okay. I waited alone until the elevator reached the 5th floor a few seconds later. I left the elevator and started moving towards room 1 at 512. When I was in front of the door, I rang the bell to let the occupants know I'd arrived. It's here. I can hear the muffled voice of a woman. The door opened. Look, hon, they really do use a robot to deliver room service, the woman shouted back to her partner. Ha, that is so cool, the guy responded, trying to sound interested, though I'm sure he was staring at the woman's butt and couldn't wait to use the stuff they'd ordered. I want to take a picture with the robot, okay? The woman said in a saccharine sweet, mildly nauseating tone. Sure, hon. Wait, are you sure it's okay to just hug the robot like that? Huh, turned out the man could still think with his big brain after all. It's fine. I saw they even have a robot you can have sex with. I'm sure a simple hug won't matter, said the woman. That's a different model. What's next? You're going to hug a Terminator, I screamed internally. Say cheese, then 1, 2, 3, flash. It looks so cute. I was hoping it might look more human-like though. Maybe they don't have the technology for that yet, said the adult woman who still hadn't grasped the concept of look but don't touch. Okay, come on darling, this robot has got other things to do. Let's just take our order and let it do its work. They took their order and closed the door. Oh humans, how the hell did you people manage to survive for so long in this universe? I wondered as I trundled back down to my room. The anxious boy and his love stories on public transport. The day was hot, sunny and humid. Just like most days in Jakarta, I was standing inside, a crowded bus. Neither well-functioning air condition nor proper ventilation. Trying to keep myself productive in the uncomfortable environment by reading my recently bought copy of Harukami's The Elephant Vanishes, while listening to a random playlist on my old iPod. Despite the hellish conditions, you could say I was luckier than... Oh, I can look around. Oh! Wow. Despite the hellish conditions, you could say I was luckier than most because I was standing near the rear door of the bus, leaning my back on the side of the seat, or of a seat, safe enough not to fall out of the bus, breezy enough to breathe freely. As mentioned, I was on a public bus in Jakarta, so naturally, I needed to be wary with my surroundings, mostly keeping my belongings secure from pickpockets and other human pests. I glanced around the bus several times in between pages, and that was when I saw her. It's hard to describe her. She has no specific characteristic to differentiate her from other women. She was like the perfect example of the girl you walk past, unseeing on the sidewalk every day. A girl you might glance at for a few seconds, then a few steps later, it would be hard to even remember her hair colour. Never mind what her eyes, her nose, her mouth looked like. She was standing near the front door of the bus, not leaning on anything or anyone, not touching the bacteria-infested hand grip on the ceiling of the bus, although to be fair, it might have been hard for her to reach that grip anyway. but still she stood there with the perfect balance of a tree rooted in a healthy soil. She stood as if somebody had silently put the Venice de Milo on the bus, and she somehow fit perfectly without anyone noticing it happened. She was wearing a pair of earphones, wired, just like headphones were supposed to be, and a slight smile on her face. Sometimes she closed her eyes for a few moments enjoying the music, only she could hear. Her eyes rarely stayed in one place, they kept wandering around the bus, not too fast like someone anxious, not too slow like someone looking at something specific. Maybe she's the one, I thought. This isn't the first time... Oops. A thought like this has crossed my mind. As a hopeless romantic, seeing any woman who piques my interest will immediately trigger a story in my imagination. A story of how I'll approach them, get to know them, with the proviso that they're just as I imagine them to be. Start dating, get married, have kids, grow old in our home, and so on, so on. Damn. Random cuties, that's what I call them. Unicorns among horses. The term doesn't apply to any cute girls I see, of course. It has to be someone special, or at least someone I imagine to be special. The thing is, automatically imagining those stories whenever I happen across a random cutie isn't healthy. It puts a toll on my mind, and of course, my heart. It creates a lot of unhealthy expectations before any opportunities even arise. Oh shit, she looked at me. We made eye contact. God, there we go. We made eye contact for a brief flash of seconds. I immediately returned to my book. Did she notice me staring at her? Did she see what I was thinking? My mind won't stop spinning, overthinking while pulse beats double time in my heart. I continue staring at my book. With what just happened, I obviously can't read it properly. My eyes were looking at the words, but nothing was being processed other than the thoughts of her. I glanced back at her, and she was staring at me. Eye contact more than once. It has to mean something. Should I approach her and introduce myself? Yes I should. But what if things go wrong? What's the worst thing that could happen if we introduce ourselves? First, it's a crowded bus. Moving from the rear door to the front will definitely annoy some people. Second, what if after we approach her she becomes annoyed and, oh come on, you're overthinking as usual. Nothing bad will happen even if she does get annoyed. Don't dismiss me. Nothing bad will happen. Well, she might scream and say I'm a pervert, and then the whole bus will beat me to death. Oh, and the worst option? What if we introduce ourselves and then it turns out she's not like we imagined her to be? All that time and energy will be wasted, exchanged for years of agony. Oh, for everything will be fine. Don't worry so much. No matter what happens... no matter what happens second, we still have to try something first. No, there's too much at risk. The debate is still raging inside my head, and that's when it happens. We make eye contact again, but this time it lasts longer than a few seconds, and then she smiled at me. Just a small curve on those perfectly average, beautiful lips. I quickly returned to my book. See? You have to do something. But remember the girl with the violin we saw on the train to Yogyakarta a few years ago? Of course I remember. Exactly. She was just a random person that sat across from you on the train. We don't even remember what month it was, and yet we still remember the maroon coat she was wearing, the violin case she put in the overhead compartment, her reddish hair in that pixie... Oh, her reddish hair in that pixie cut. Stop it, that was different. And we might have saved ourselves a lot of embarrassment by not talking to her. The thoughts, the noise, the internal dialogue. It won't stop. I was sweating, but not because of the heat, a cold sweat. This had to stop. Stop! I screamed internally. Everything stopped, and just in time. My old iPod randomly shuffled to explosions in the spaces? The only moment we were alone. I cranked up the volume, put my book in my bag, and just breathed. Yes, I might lose the chance to meet the one by doing this, but at least, as long as I don't know her, she's perfect. As far as I know, she might be listening to explosions in the space. As far as I know, she might be a big fan of Harukami and Final Dreams 9. As far as I know, she might be single. As far as I know, she might be the 100% perfect match for me that I believe can't exist if my knowledge of her goes any further than what I know right now. Besides, as the old saying goes, if it's meant to be, it will be. The bus stops in front of Plaza Senia and my destination. It was time for me to go. I decided not to look in her direction as I left, knowing that if I looked at her it would be the last time I ever saw her. That's too hard for a hopeless romantic like me. I left the bus and enjoyed the warm sun and the breeze of fresh air. Finally out of that metal Schrodinger's box. Or Schrodinger. I think that's it. Either way. That's when it happened. I turned my head to the right, and there she was, standing alone enjoying the breeze now she was free of the roasting metal box we humans named Bus. She turned her head to the left, showing us a glimmer of surprise at seeing me standing there. After that, she smiled. So if it's meant to be, it will be? So that's all the stories. I'm very tempted to actually just go for a little bit. Just so I can get over 2.5 hours. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that, screw it. Are you sure that would be okay? Yes. I mean, it would be really hard to pull off. But it's something that will make the story different. Different isn't always good. It's a neat concept. But you need to handle it carefully. And gracefully. I know. Hey, Gala. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Gala. Am I interrupting? It looked like you were having an intense discussion. Yeah, it's nothing. Reese was just giving me feedback. It's for the book I'm writing. Sounds like a heavy discussion. What are you up to tonight? I'm just planning to sit and relax. Please don't let my presence interrupt you. Oh, don't worry about it. Although, I need to interrupt Reese for a moment. Sure, how can I help? Can I have a cup of... You remember my remedy? Of course. Do you want to give it a try again? My last order didn't quite hit the spot. Remember, it's tea and ginger. The last thing is definitely a different ingredient from either of those. Okay. It's tea and ginger. Yeah, I know. Christ, I'm not that stupid. Tea and ginger. Milk? It doesn't say remedy, which is the worst part. Just ginger milk tea. Oh, I don't know. Trash it. I want to try again. But I don't know what I want to do. There's so many different things I could do. It's ginger and tea. Tea and ginger. Yeah, because the last time I did ginger twice, which is not right. What about ginger tea and cinnamon? Or something. I'm just like, what about this? What about anything? I don't know. I don't want to get it wrong either. Bum bum bum. Psh. Obviously, it's probably going to be a special. Yeah. I would guess so. Psh. Bum bum bum. God damn it. So, okay, let's just put tea, ginger, and then worry about what the last ingredient is. Unless it's... What? I wonder if the order actually matters. So... If it's milk. And then ginger. It's not mattered with anything else, so I highly doubt this will do anything. Oh! Well, that's it. Galahad. Or Galahad. Boom. We did it. Woo! Judging from the smell, this looks like it. Indeed. I have the same feeling. I've made a note of that mixture. Perfect. So is he now up to number 2? On the plus side, it gave me a second chance. My self-summary. Veteran, now working in a hospital. He's a right mysterious guy. Oh, it's not actually... Oh. I thought it'd be a special drink. Ginger chai latte. Good to calm yet warm your nerve. Oh. Anyway, please don't mind me and continue with your discussion. Don't worry, Mr. Gala. We're done for the night. You're done. I have a lot of new homework thanks to you. You're welcome. Is Hyde coming? No, I'm by myself tonight. It's gonna be a peaceful night then. That's mean, Freya. Oh, come on, I was just joking. He needs to learn how to communicate his thoughts nicely, though. He might not look like it, but he's a very kind person, you know. I think I'm just gonna do this day. Screw it. He doesn't show it, that's for sure. That applies to you as well. Oh, come on. Is this him? Oh no, it's Bailey. Oh, Bailey's. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Bailey's. Hiya. How are you doing, Freya? Not good. What's going on? Reese was just criticising my story. It's called feedback. It's cruel. It's necessary. Sounds interesting. What's the problem with the story? The story is non-linear. And quite complicated. Imagine a choose-your-own-adventure storybook, but for adults. Sounds pretty common, so far. But instead of telling you which page to turn to, each decision you make will give you a score. What? That score will determine which page you should go to. That sounds more like a video game than a book. I know, it's not that original. But my target here is the mainstream audience. Huh? With the help of my publisher, this kind of book may go mainstream. Just like that choose-your-own-adventure show on Netstream. It was nothing new, but because of the marketing, and the names evolved, it reached the mainstream market. That sounds interesting, and highly ambitious, Freya. At least it's simpler than my other idea, which is making the novel not in the form of a book, but in the form of story cards. What? I know, right? As if she has all the time in the world, and that's before even considering the sensitive issue of setting the story in a world where only humans exist. What did you say? No, there's a reason why it has to be that way. Just wait until I finished it, okay? Alright. As Reese said though, I won't have the time. Getting a normal pitch approved is already a steep climb. Let's not make the mountain even higher. Fair enough. What's the story all about, anyway? Oh, by the way, you'll have to wait for it. Don't want to spoil the fun, if you say so. Anyway, I haven't ordered anything. What do you want to drink tonight? Ginger latte, if you know how to make it. Of course, are you kidding? Oh, wait. Coffee, ginger, int milk. Ta-da! I think. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there we go. Here you go. Thanks. Damn, this is good. With this kind of drink making skill, I wonder why your place isn't any bigger. What we have here now is more than enough for me. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. By the way, how are you doing, Baileys? Still busy with your last client? Oh, I'm done with her. Done? As in you're dropping the project? Hey, I'm not crazy. I still need the money. Done, as in I finished the project. I spent the past few days making sure it's even done before the deadline. Did she like it? Oh, she loved it. She had some complaints, of course. But I convinced her. By using some design terms she doesn't understand. So you finish your job by bullshitting her. Huh. The finest bullshit, my lady. That's one survival skill every freelancer must have. Are you working on anything right now? No. I'm taking a break from work. I need to work on a few personal matters. Oh. Like you and Lua? Something like that. By the way, I'm curious, how did you guys meet? If you don't mind me asking. I don't mind. It's just that I was young and stupid, you know? Oh, come on. Who hasn't been there? You're right. So, I was a bit of a player back in college. Ooh, spicy. And I was going after my... Oh dear. Okay, never mind. I was going after my then best friend's girlfriend's friend. Wait, what? Okay, I'll say it slowly. I used to have a best friend. He was an incubus. Okay. Let's call him Cognac. Cognac has a girlfriend. Still following. And that girl has a friend. The friend is the one I'm after. Ooh, okay. Got it. She was one of the hottest girls there. But everyone knew she wasn't the type of girl you'd want to date. Why? I don't want to get into details, but this succubus was super hot. And all the guys wanted to sleep with her. She was a player too. Huh? That doesn't sound like Lua at all. But it wasn't Lua, genius. Oh, because it wasn't Lua, genius. Huh. Lua was my friend's girl. Holy moly. This is getting spicier. The other girl's name was... let's just call her Rose. Continue. I knew Lua thanks to her relationship with Cognac. That's a fake name you made up, right? Yes. Now will you let me continue without interruptions? Okay. So I asked Lua a lot of things about Rose. She knew what I was after. It annoyed her so much. But I kept on bothering her. I mean, I was a pretty active guy back then. So Lua came over to visit us at one point. I lived with Cognac back in college. I'd been out and I got back just as Lua arrived. A total coincidence. We went into our place together and witnessed something surprising. Let me guess, Cognac and Rose. What? Yeah. What? No. That was too obvious. My god. Cognac was sleeping with Rose. Holy mother of moly! I saw the look on Lua's face. The disbelief, anger, sadness. And without even thinking about it, I punched Cognac in the face. You what? I got into a fight with him. Oh, I haven't told you. Cognac was a Brazilian... jiu-jitsu tutor for kids. He's pretty good. Oh my. Yeah, I landed that one punch. And he beat me to a pulp. Easily. Lua begged me to stop fighting her on her behalf. More like she begged Cognac. Hey, I wasn't kidding. I lost, but I don't give up so easily. I was beaten pretty badly. So Lua took care of my injuries. We grew closer after that. And I don't even remember the exact date. But suddenly that friendship turned into a relationship. That was one hell of a story. I know. Have you seen her by any chance? Yeah. Lua came by a few days ago. How was she doing? She hasn't returned any of my calls or texts. Well, she's healthy, that's for sure. She got into an argument though. With whom? There was this male model. A model? I didn't think she was the type of girl to go out with a model. Oh, they weren't together. What were they arguing about? Well, we were talking about your relationship. Lua told us about the reason you behind the fight. About your family stuff. And then this guy, Hyde, joined the discussion. What did he say? He didn't understand why Lua would insist on getting family approval. Considering, you know... What? You're willing to leave your own family? You would do that for her? Yes, I would. I'm sick and tired of my family. Why would you say that? Let me tell you about my family. Or should I say, most elven families. They all think they're so high and mighty. If you're born an elf, there are certain unwritten rules you must follow. Reputation and appearance are everything. We must never, ever make our family look bad. You can only befriend certain people. You must dress a certain way. You can only have certain jobs. Jobs that are deemed worthy and successful. Like being a doctor, a lawyer, a CEO. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an artist. I love drawing and creating art. However, becoming an artist is not something elves would deem suitable. Unless you become the next Da Vinci. So when I switched from a business major to an art major, my parents went crazy, screamed like they were on fire. They told me that I'd never be rich or successful. All that because you chose an art degree. You want to know the worst part? They blamed Lua. What do you mean? They blamed her for my decision to pursue my passion for art. Yelled about how her kind is ruining the country. Accusing their religion of worshipping the Dark Lord. Accusing her of putting a spell on me and cursing the family. Whoa. I mean, come on, this is the 21st century. That's so not cool. I don't want to sound judgmental, but your family is racist. Tell me about it. Lua is the only person that can make me feel alive. She showed me how I can be free and pursue my dreams. I don't understand why Lua is so obsessed with the idea of reconciliation with my family. I just don't get it. I have no problem leaving my family, you know. I would happily leave them for the both of us. What about her? Oh. What about her and her family? Oh, so Hyde got involved, argued with Lua, Gala's arguing with Bailey's. You may be happy to leave your family, however it may not be the same for her. Gala, do you have something to say? Perhaps you could give us a different perspective. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I couldn't help overhearing your story. I assume that the person you're talking about is not an elf, correct? Yeah, she's a succubus. I see. I'm a werewolf. For werewolves, the wolf pack is the most important thing. We'll put family before any other. We often have our own problems within the pack, but we won't abandon our family for anything. Perhaps that's also true for her and her family. Besides, if you leave your family for her, wouldn't that make your parents believe that all those bad stereotypes about succubi are true? I never thought of it that way before. Whether you like it or not, your actions will have an impact on her as well. And if you leave your family for her, that will put her in a difficult spot. She might feel responsible for your actions. There's nothing to feel bad about. I'm leaving my messy family to create a better one with her. It's easy for you to say that now, but you don't know what the future holds. One day, circumstances might change. One day, one of you might regret your decisions. One day you might use the I left my family for you card. We love each other. I'll be with her whatever the circumstances may be. You know, love is like a flame. It might burn fiercely at first, but over time it'll die down if you don't maintain it. Maintaining it won't be easy, it'll be hard work. Because life is full of storms. And marriage, it'll not survive on love alone. Whoa, that's deep. We'll have each other, and that's enough for us. Tell me, do you have health insurance? What? I'm an elf. Why would I need health insurance? You'll need some. What for? Immortality is an elven privilege, but you'll lose it if your family disowns you. I've seen people go bankrupt because they fell ill or got seriously injured. Emptied their entire life savings for an $8 pill. Because in this country they charge $20,000 for it. And if you decide to have children, they won't have the same privileges you do. There's a high probability that they'll get bullied for being half-breed. There are consequences. It shouldn't be taken lightly. Think about it. Anyway, I've gotta go. I apologize for my intrusion. No, thank you for your insight. I've gotta go too. Wanna head out together? Sure. Thanks for the drink, Reese. And Freya? Bye. Hey! That was good. Hot damn, this game is so cozy. Probably because the game, it's like non-stop raining outside, which is just the coziest. What? You made me lose 2 customers in a minute. Hey, that wasn't on me. They were leaving anyway. Are you going to write that in your book? It's a secret. If your book is based on this coffee shop, how can you present a story like theirs in a world with only humans around? I'm not sure. Perhaps a hot drink will give you some inspiration. Sounds like a great idea. Oh, there we go. End of the night. Dark chocolate. A warm and calming darkness. Right, I'm gonna let it load and save. I'm really enjoying this though. It feels just as cozy as Valhalla. Who vows to stop major hospital selling Fury sedative illegally? Couchella. 2020, 10 reasons why you should go. Sports tournaments in space might be only a few decades away. Oh, it's Hyde and Gala. Wait, what happened? Oh, did he level up? Level up. Bailey's, level 3. Nice. Favourite things, punk, been listening to Pumpkin Spice since I was a wee lad. What I'm doing with my life, escaping bloodlines. Experiencing life one colour at a time. One day I will have my own solo exhibition. Not bad. Oh yeah, Aqua got to... God, some of them just get to level 3 real quick. Even Lou is at full. Oh yeah. Lua, Bailey's, Hyde and Gala are both at 2. I think Gala might be at 3 if I didn't screw up the first time, but whatever. It happens. Either way. Do you want to overwrite your current progress? Yeah. Day 8. Oh, there we go. It actually shows who's in the coffee shop. That's cool. Not bad. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the session. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, take care.